Okay, welcome back. Alright, so what we need to do is go back somewhere I hope that all of you are already familiar with. Chapter 6 in Genesis, which is concerning those sons of God coming down and took unto themselves the daughters of men of which they thought were fair. Now, we have already concluded earlier that these daughters of men of which they thought were fair were those of the highest genetic stock, and that's really what that's talking about. But what we need to do is stay on track with what we're talking about now, and that's the binding of these terrestrial spirits. So this is going to play into it. Also, I'm going to explain this, which many people are unable to explain, and I'll explain this, and you'll see how it fits in with everything I've already stated. All right, so what we see here is that the sons of God saw the daughters of men, that they were fair, and they took them wives, all of which they chose. All right, the sons of God are these Anunnaki that are recorded in Sumerian myth, legend, and lore, all right, which is really their actual history. So what we see here is that they bear these children. Now, all of you know of those children as being called the Nephilim. All right. Well, that is going to relate to those terrestrial spirits that are born on Earth, okay? So keep that in mind. And that is why they are bound and kept on Earth. And we're going to reveal that method and its purpose and all that stuff. Well, let's look at this verse right here. And it says, "And the Lord said," now this is after these sons of God come down and they have relations with the earthly women. It says, "And the Lord said, My spirit shall not always strive with man, for that he also is flesh. Yet his days shall be 120 years. All right, what this reveals is the beginning of this rebellion. It describes for us this event that takes place, which literally cuts these beings off in question, meaning these fallen sons of God, from their immortality, meaning that they were going to live on indefinitely in this world because the Lord's Spirit, meaning his eternal spirit, so that immortal prerogative were they going to maintain until their work here was done. Now, these sons of God were not normal, ordinary men. I've already revealed that they were men. They were a part of the divine plan, and they do come from other worlds. And that is why they reveal that knowledge to the daughters of men that is dealing exclusively with the arts of civilization and culture of men, not angels. So they reveal knowledge of other worlds and other civilizations and the arts that go with those civilizations. So they are a part of the divine prerogative for revealing to us, the mortals of time and space that come from these worlds, these planets. They come here, a part of the divine plan, but unfortunately in the work that they were doing, and this is where the legend of Atlantis comes into play. Atlantis is the remembered residual memory of a time when the sons of God were upon the world before the rebellion. And that is why you see that Atlantis is remembered as concentric circles, and there was a temple at the center. Well, that temple was to the unseen Father. But after the rebellion, this Atlantis area, which is also known as Dalmatia, which is originally at the headwaters of the Persian Gulf, that you could still find the remnants of it in this place to this day. But of course, there are many other conclusions where Atlantis arises, and there are other cities that resemble Atlantis from this time. So many people get these confused. But nonetheless, Atlantis is from a time when these original sons of God before the rebellion, which were 100 in number, 50 male and 50 female, they came to this planet and they were materialized from the spirit world into physical form, the likeness of the mortals of the realm, the native peoples of the realm. So they associated different skin colors. They all just weren't Aryan or brown. They associated themselves with all of the world races. That is why you can find these deities in ancient histories that look like the indigenous peoples themselves. I'll return.